It was never more apparent than in 1997 that the centerpiece of the Arena Football League resides in Phoenix, Arizona. Since 1992, around the first day of 100-degree temperatures in Phoenix, a special breed of participant brings to life the phenomenon that is the Arizona Rattlers. It was never more apparent than in 1997 that the centerpiece of the Arena Football League resides in Phoenix, Arizona. Since 1992, around the first day of 100-degree temperatures in Phoenix, a special breed of participant brings to life the phenomenon that is the Arizona Rattlers. The 1997 season provided the crescendo for the Rattler experience. A world championship won at home before a house packed with true believers that led the league in attendance in a game the victors dominated in every aspect. Shake, rattle, and roll, the 1997 Arizona Rattlers, Arena Football World Champions. Rattler football was shaken to its core for the first time in 1997 when the team's heart and soul, fifth-year Ironman Hunky Cooper severely injured his foot in a lawnmower accident. But in what would become a theme for the 97 Rattlers, Cooper shook off the mutilated appendage and tackled every play with the intensity that has made him a deity in Rattlerdom. It was a man called Shakes, fourth-year wide receiver Calvin Scheck-Snyder, whose transcendent season set new standards for a Rattler offensive specialist. 93 often acrobatic receptions, a Rattler record. 29 receiving touchdowns, a Rattler record.
Bonner going deep, Scheck-Snyder wide open. Touchdown!
A 16.3 yard per reception average that led the league. In the aerial barrage that is Arena Football, quality quarterbacking is championship ingredient number one. In Cedric Bonner, many thought Danny White's Rattlers had a quarterback they could not live without.
First and 10, Bonner rolls to his left, stops, plants his feet, fires a dart, touchdown!
Bonner's 1997 season was dreamlike in every way. He completed over 60% of his passes and connected on over 60 touchdowns for the second consecutive season.
Looking for Hunk, he's got him in the corner, instead goes left side into the corner, touchdown Rattlers!
Bonner's 6 interceptions were low among AFL starters, and in 16 games, he was never sacked. Many deemed him Arena Football's most valuable player. Bonner directed an offense that was as efficient as it was explosive. The Rattlers converted 52% of third downs and 67% of fourth downs, in large part due to a trio of punishing runners, Brian Easter, Bo Kelly, and Bob McMillan. With his size and speed, Easter was a menacing presence at fullback and linebacker. Kelly showed a knack for making big plays on both sides of the ball. Bo led the team in rushing touchdowns and Rattler linebackers in tackles for lost yardage. McMillan was a short yardage yeoman who broke out during the playoffs. Defensively, he showed an innate ability to disrupt passing lanes. college teammate of Hunky Cooper's at UNLV, Randy Gatewood affirmed his role as one of Arena football's elite Ironmen in only his second season. At wide receiver, he was combination deep threat and over-the-middle warrior. As a defensive back, he was as much headhunter as ball hawker. ArenaBowl Rattlers style got off to a shaky start in 1997, the same way it ended 1996, with a loss to perennial juggernaut and defending Arena football champion Tampa Bay. Arizona's offense was sluggish for the second week in a row at Orlando. A big play defense and big-time luck saved a one-point win.
Bauman's point. Oh! This game is now over, and the Arizona Rattlers come to Orlando and beat us by one.
The luck at Orlando was not all good. Starting linemen Tom Gibson and Craig Ritter both had season-ending injuries. In Week 3 versus Anaheim, speedster Herb Duncan broke his collarbone, and Richard Ashe became the third Arizona starting lineman lost for the season. Rattled by injury to an area that historically is Arizona's Achilles heel, line coach Kevin Thomas put together a record-setting group led by Joe Birch, Barry Voorhees, Mark Tucker, Tony Henderson,
Top over the middle. Oh, touchdown to Tony Henderson. You gotta be kidding me.
and Darren Kenny. They allowed just one sack, an AFL record. They also keyed a Rattler defensive thrust that set team records in tackles for lost yards and sacks. AFL championship veteran Flint Fleming and ASU product Brian Hooks were stretch drive additions to a line that paid priceless dividends. At 1-1, the Rattlers returned to the Snake Pit against the Anaheim Piranhas. The 58-26 win was the first of many dominating performances. Arizona reeled off 8 straight wins, the last 7 decided by an average of 3 touchdowns per game.
Bonner looking over the middle. The Hokie looking at the zone.
Though it took 3 games for the Rattlers to rev up their offense, the defense was a dynamic force from day one. Defensive coordinator Doug Kay wanted to hear his defense play. He wanted colliders. His defense was a vicious unit that rattled opposing offenses and ball carriers into submission.
Mike Perez fires it over the middle. Sean Parnell with a big pop.
Defensive specialist Cedric Walker was Kay's leader by example. This unrelenting hitter obliterated the AFL record for tackles in a season with 108 and tied a Rattler record with 16 pass breakups. When the stakes got higher, Cedric Walker played better. The Rattlers were among the AFL's defensive leaders going into Week 10's meeting in Nashville. But quarterback Andy Kelly quickly fed the visiting defenders unsweetened humble pie.
Kelly throws it to Hammond. Touchdown, Cats.
While the Arizona offense turned sour.
Intercepted. Mark Hicks.
The listless first half shoved the Rattlers in a 35-7 hole. Arizona clawed to within 8 points twice in the last 70 seconds, but eventually had their win streak snapped at 8.
It's loose. Oh, you're kidding me.
Amidst the chaos of Nashville emerged one of the Rattlers' most vital championship cogs, cornerback Cecil Doggett. Activated after a season in the World Football League, Doggett was the pure pass coverage cornerback the Rattlers desperately needed. Home field advantage throughout the playoffs was secured, and the Rattlers entertained 2-11 New York in the last regular season game. Danny White said this game would be his chance to look at some younger players, especially backup quarterback Donnie Davis. The athletically gifted Davis, a former National High School Player of the Year, played 3 quarters of unspectacular but undeniably valuable football, going 13 of 28 passing for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns. White resisted letting Bonner take over on the final drive, a decision that may have been his best of the season.
Davis goes short, complete. Herb Duncan, Herb gets out of bounds. Anthony Brenner, 4 seconds left for the win. Give it to him!
In the first round of the playoffs, the Rattlers and Milwaukee Mustangs met for the 3rd time in 1997. Arizona needed late surges to win both regular season games. Overconfidence versus the 8th seed would not be a problem. Milwaukee looked formidable early. Quarterback Todd Hamill completed 5 of his first 6 passes as the Mustangs produced touchdowns on their first 2 possessions. The Rattlers matched with touchdowns on their first 2 possessions. Then a game that looked to be a close battle became no match. Arizona's defense smothered Hamill and the Mustangs in the 2nd and 3rd quarters. Schexnayder's 5th touchdown punctuated the Rattlers' offensive mastery and gave them an insurmountable 43-16 lead and momentum for the semifinals. Satisfying their hunger to host the ArenaBowl, the Rattlers had to digest what had been undigestible, the Tampa Bay Storm. Danny White had never beaten Tampa Bay coach Tim Markham in 8 tries. The Storm was coming off an impressive win at Nashville. Arizona was on a 5-game win streak, all the ingredients for an arena football epic. On the opening kickoff, the Rattlers looked to be headed for an epic disaster.
He'll take it off the screen. Cooper up the middle to the 5. Sidesteps the man to the 10. He may have lost the football. It's loose on the 7-yard line. Tampa Bay pointing that they have it.
Arizona's defense set the tone for the day. Nothing comes easy.
It'll be 3rd and goal just outside the 1. Willis with the long count. He takes the snap. Pitch right. Bowden. He's stuffed in the backfield.
The Storm settled for a field goal. When the Rattlers offense finally got the ball, their signature combination made its presence felt early. But special teams play continued to torment Arizona.
He's at the 20. Beats Brenner. He's going to go the distance to the 10, to the 5, and a touchdown for Wayne Walker.
On the ensuing drive, the Rattlers turned to their punishing ground game. McMillan, Easter, and Kelly averaged 5 yards per carry on the day. Bonner's lone rushing attempt gained 1 critical yard. With the Rattlers leading 21-16, both teams' defenses tightened to end the first half. Arizona couldn't convert Sean Parnell's interception, but grabbed the halftime momentum when they held the Storm to only a field goal as time expired. It was arena football personified to begin the second half. Tampa needed just 3 plays for their touchdown. The Rattlers only 1.
Cedric Bonner under center. He's back to throw. He looks. He lobs it down the right sideline for Shakes. He's got it. The Rattlers strike again, and they've regained the lead just like that.
The Storm marched to the Arizona 9 on its ensuing possession. 1st and goal, right where Cedric Walker does his best work.
He's back to throw. Over the middle. Caught, but tackled at the 2-yard line is Samuels, and he's held shy of the end zone again.
Tampa settled for its 3rd field goal and a 29-28 lead. With 4:40 left in the 3rd quarter, Schexnayder caught his 3rd touchdown pass. The Storm answered in 1 play, and the score was tied at 36 after 3 quarters. Bonner and Schexnayder hooked up for a touchdown 3 plays into the 4th quarter, but the unthinkable became the Rattlers' unavoidable reality. Bonner's leg was broken, and his 1997 season was over. The Rattlers' 7-point lead was tenuous at best. The Storm tied the score at 43, and then, for better or for worse, the Rattler offense was in the young hands of rookie quarterback Donnie Davis.
First down for Davis and company at the 24. He's in trouble. He's being pressured, and he's going to be sacked all the way back at the 9-yard line.
Anthony Brenner, one of Arena football's most accurate kickers, was wide right from 40 yards with 6:23 remaining. With a tie score and the Rattlers reeling, Peter Tom Willis and Lawrence Samuels got the Storm to the Arizona 12. A penalty forced another 1st and goal and produced another rookie hero.
Fires it for the end zone. It's intercepted by Sean Parnell. He comes out of there to the 5.
Still tied at 43, the Rattlers took over with 2:04 left and rammed the ball down to the Tampa 10. Brenner had missed only once inside 30 yards this season, but it was trouble with the spot, which essentially blocked the kick. Both teams would get a possession in overtime. Arizona won the coin toss and chose to defend. The Storm drove haltingly to the Rattler 14. On 3rd and 2, Brian Hooks became the Rattlers' newest rookie hero.
Still looking. He's hit, he throws it, and it's incomplete. Great pressure up the middle. It'll be 4th down.
Tampa settled for its 4th field goal and left the Rattlers with a clear mission. A touchdown wins it. Though the field is only 50 yards long, field possession remains key. Cooper's 36-yard return gave Arizona the ball at the Tampa 20. The Rattlers rolled on.
Back to throw, has time, looks, throws over the middle. Day one, he's got it! Touchdown, Arizona! Here comes the Arena Bowl! Next Monday, the Rattlers win it! 13-yard strike, they win it! 49.
ArenaBowl XI would be in Phoenix. The Rattlers' opponent in the Arena Bowl was no surprise. The Iowa Barnstormers had the AFL's 2nd-best record and were in the championship game for the 2nd consecutive season. John Gregory's Barnstormers possessed the AFL's most prolific offense. It scored over 57 points per game. With All-Arena quarterback Kurt Warner and the ultra-quick receiving trio of Lamart Cooper, Willis Jaycox, and Leonard Conley, it mattered little that Iowa had the AFL's 2nd-worst total defense team. The onus of Arizona's title dreams rested on their defense, and they responded immediately. Allowing 3 points on the opening possession would have been a momentum builder for the Rattlers. Giving up no points was a sign of things to come.
It is no good, wide to the left.
The Barnstormer defense looked to be as advertised on Arizona's 2nd play. But an illegal formation penalty forced the Rattlers to settle for a 19-yard field goal on their first drive. On its 2nd possession, Iowa's offense flashed the form that shredded the AFL all season. Donnie Davis conservatively marched the Rattlers to the Iowa 20, when on 3rd and 6, the floodgates opened.
He's got Duncan underneath.
Bob McMillan burrowed in on the first play of the 2nd quarter to start a 42-13 Rattler onslaught over the next 30 minutes. And who better to lead this domination than the quintessential Rattler, Hunky Cooper. As the Rattlers rolled, the vaunted Barnstormer scoring machine was spindled and mutilated, producing just 2 field goals and a late 3rd quarter touchdown. Early in the 4th quarter, trailing by 18, Iowa resorted to drastic measures and came up with a chance to get back in the game. Right on cue, the Rattler defense made another masterful 4th quarter stand.
Corner back to throw over the middle. Incomplete.
Mike Black missed his 3rd field goal of the day, and 3 plays later, Davis connected with Schexnayder for the Rattlers' final touchdown and a 52-27 lead with 9:01 left. The celebration of the inevitable could no longer be contained. Johnny Davis threw 3 TD passes, ran for another, and played virtually mistake-free football to capture ArenaBowl XI's MVP honors. For the kind of total performance that inspired the name Iron Man, Hunky Cooper was named ArenaBowl XI's Iron Man of the game. Danny White would say many times that it was an unusually special group that captured the Rattlers' second Arena Football World Championship. A team with uncommon character. A team with unrelenting work ethic. A team whose family aura created an indomitable strength. A team worthy of the title World Champions.